Hey guys, what's up? It's Mr. HD Gamer 101 here, back with another video for you guys. This one being a $1,100 gaming PC, VR ready, and future-proof gaming PC. But first off, before I start, make sure after you watch this video through, go ahead and check out my KVM switches video, how to properly clean and dust your computer, how to automatically back up your server to your local machine. That is super easy, by the way, and my latest 11 Star Wars Battlefront montage. So let's get right to it. Mr. HD Gamer 101 is proudly partnered with Freedom and is proudly sponsored by NoScope and G2A. Make sure to check all the links in the description below to learn more. So to start this one off, we have the Intel i5-6500. This is a new i5. This one is a non-K model, which means overclocking isn't technically supported, but on a Z170 motherboard, you can actually do a slight overclock to this processor. This one is clocked at 3.2 gigahertz. It supports DDR4 memory, of course. It's got its boost technology, and then it's also a quad core, no hyper-threading, however, but it is 4 awesome cores of Intel's awesome multi-core support things. So, pretty simple processor. Of course, it's on the new LGA 1151 socket. So yeah, let's move on to the motherboard. For the motherboard, we have the Z170A from MSI. This is a pretty simple motherboard. It's a black PCB with all black components, so really there's no color on this board, which is nice because it's neutral. You can add whatever color scheme, and in fact the color scheme of this one is going to be red and black. It's kind of the theme I have it set up for. You can change it though if you would like. We have 3 system fan headers. We have 2 CPU fan headers, which is nice to see. Of course, an 8-pin CPU power, and then of course 24-pin. We have 1 front panel USB 3 connector, 2 USB 2 front panel connectors. We have 6 SATA 6 ports plus a SATA Express, as well as an M.2 slot. Now for our expansions, we have 2 PCIe 3.0 slots. One of them runs at 16x, the other one runs at 4x, so you can do Crossfire and SLI in the system. You're just going to have to cut it down to 4x per card, which is still plenty to run either card. You're not really going to see that big of a performance hit, especially when you add that second GPU. Now for the back, we have 2 USB 3 ports as well as 2 USB 3.1 Type A ports. So yeah, that's pretty cool. They don't have Type C, but you do have Type A, which can be converted to Type C, so yeah. As well as some HD audio and some other, could be LAN and stuff like that. Yeah, so let's keep moving. Of course, the Z170 boards also support RAID, and you have 4 DDR4 DIMM slots here. Okay, now I think I've hit everything for that. Onto our RAM, we have the Crucial Ballistix Sport LT 8GB single. Now, we're actually getting 2 of these DIMMs here, because for some reason on Amazon right now the pricing is really weird. It's cheaper to get 2 of these sticks than it is to get a 16 gig kit. So that's what we're doing right here. This one runs at 2400 megahertz, so not the standard 2133 that DDR4 normally runs at. So this is at a little bit higher speed that you might have to enable an XMP profile for in the BIOS, but trust me, BIOS you'll have no problem. You can also overclock that processor a little bit after you watch some videos on it. Pretty simple RAM here, not much to talk about really. Just make sure you get 2 of them. 2. Alright, this is where things get pretty cool. We are on to the MSI Gaming GeForce GTX 980 4GB version. This one is also overclocked out of the box. Now for VR, the one requirement is that you have to have a GTX 970 or above. We have the 980, which is going to provide 2 to 4 years of awesome VR experience before you're going to have to upgrade it. Now this also means that you're going to have a lot of CUDA cores. I don't remember the exact number of CUDA cores, but you're going to have plenty of CUDA cores for some pretty good workstation, as well as that quad core, awesome multi-core performance i5 in there. So this computer would be miles faster than mine for rendering, if you're into that stuff just like I am. So for the rear I/O of this one, we have 1 HDMI 2.0 port, 3 display ports, I think they're 1.2 or 1.3, and a DVI-I port. Pretty simple. This one also has a $15 rebate going on Amazon right now, so you can chop $15 off of this if you would like to. Moving on to our SSD, we have the ADATA USA Premier SP550 being 240 gigabytes. It's a standard 2.5 inch SATA 6 gig per second drive. I mean, it's going to be fast. It reads up to 560, writes up to 512, so that's pretty nice. You have that's about it. It's an SSD. It's not the fastest one out there, but it will definitely do the job for being a boot SSD, as well as having some games and Premiere projects and stuff like that on it. Moving on to our mass storage device, we just have a Seagate 1TB desktop hard drive, also 6 gigabits per second. Yeah, that's pretty simple. 7200 RPM. You're pretty much good. Now moving on to our power supply, we have the Senty Metal Blade Power 750 watts 80 plus bronze certified power supply. This power supply is, of course, like I already said, 80 plus bronze efficient, so you're not going to have any problems with efficiency. Here, it is semi-modular, which means your 24 pin and your 4 plus 4 pin CPU power are connected to the power supply and are not individually sleeved and do have a little bit of coloring on the cables. But as you'll see in a second, the case that we have this all in will pretty much hide that. But all of your other connections, other than those, are individually sleeved in all the way black to all of your connections, like you see here. You have plenty of power for that 980 that we have in our system, as well as a bunch of SATAs and a Mulux if you still need a Mulux for whatever reason. And yeah, it's pretty simple. They don't even have everything plugged into this power supply in this picture, so you're pretty much set as far as power supplies go. Now onto the case, which I think is one of the coolest things other than the 980 in the system. I don't know if you realize, but the 980 had a black and red design. The case also has a black and red design. This is the NZXT S340 mid-tower case. This one being matte black and red. It's the CA S340 MBGR, if you really wanted to know that. But it's really cool. So it's a nice big mid-tower case. You have no 5 1/4 inch bays up top, but that's okay because nobody really uses that anymore unless you're somebody like me who uses them very, very rarely. But I still like to have it, but not everybody needs it. You also have 2 USB 3 ports on the top, as well as some HD audio, power, and reset switches. Now on the inside, you have a pretty darn cool, if I do say so myself, instead of having grommets and stuff like that, it has a nice little extruded red NZXT banner almost thing right here. It's really cool. It hides all of your cables in there, and really your 24 pin will be like right along here, so you should not have a problem with really those cables at all. And if you do, you can just buy some extensions from Cable Mod for like $10 and you'll be all good. It's got a nice little CPU backplate cut out there. Down here we have 2 SSD mounts, so you could of course mount your SSD right there, as well as down in the basement here. So underneath that main tray, you have space for 2 3.5 inch drives, which is where one of ours will go, as well as your power supply down here and all of your routing needs. You have a pretty good backspace here for any of that stuff. There's the front panel connections, and yeah, you can't really get much better with this case. This case only comes with 1 rear fan, however, but it does have support for a 240mm radiator up front or 2 120mm fans, as well as a top-mounted 120 as well. So if you do need some more fans, I would recommend getting these guys right here, the Corsair AF Series 120 LED Quiet Edition fans, being red LEDs, considering what we have. You can get this, which comes with 2, as well as getting another one if you wanted, or just leaving that one there and the top blank. But you do have plenty of fans in the system already to keep things kind of cool. So really you don't need it, but if you wanted to keep things, if you wanted to keep things, my bad. If you wanted to keep things a little bit more cool, you could of course add those few fans for only about $20. So guys, I really hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to leave a like if you liked it. And to be honest, I actually did this video before, if some of you guys saw it, but I was using a used processor, but I was so dumb, and realized, I'm glad somebody pointed it out before the video got pretty much any views, is I was using a used Xeon It was the E5-2670 and a 2011-3 motherboard. I thought it said 2011, not 2011-3, to be totally honest. So that was a big mistake. I really didn't want anybody to watch that video. So I took it down. I'm replacing it with this one, which actually turned out to be the exact same price, $1,087 for this one, and not including tax. So yeah, that was an excursion last night. But now I have this video, and this one's all good. Guarantee this one will work. So don't forget to leave a like I already said. Comment down in the comments below if you would like to see another price point. And I could do another cheaper VR, but this one's kind of a future-proof VR, so you know, you got that. It's great for workstation use as well. Although an i7 would be better with hyper-threading if you had that a little bit extra money. So don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more videos like this and more gaming videos. Make sure you go check out those videos I was talking about in the beginning of the video. So yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.